What's happening, guys? To all my new subscribers, thank you so much. It means the world to me. It's maybe I should take the time just to tell you a little bit about me, how I got started with this whole thing. I honestly, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I mean, I drive over the road. I'm on the road a lot. I mean, I work in the juvenile court system, and I'm on the turnpike a lot. I travel all over the state, and I don't know, I was just driving along one day and I took my phone and I decided to get a little footage of the turnpike as I was driving. And I made, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 of these videos, and I posted them on YouTube, and I realized, yeah, people didn't really care. So I thought, well, okay, people aren't interested in watching a highway, basically, because that's all it was. So I went from doing that to figured, well, I absolutely love the Philippines, so why don't I try to do more videos on the Philippines? So it was almost, I think it was almost 2 years, no, almost a year ago, when I was in the Philippines. I got a lot of different footage, and I decided to post all that, and then I just started to talk about the Philippines when I was back home, and that's when I noticed my channel started to really pick up. And I thought, okay, I'm on to something here. The Philippine people just want to hear about the Philippines, and they want to hear about their own culture and things like that. So that's kind of like how I got started with this. But as you can see on my channel, I'm still all over the place. My channel is not based on just one thing like a lot of them are. I'm all over the place with my channel. So like right now, I'm talking to you about my channel. Tomorrow I may be talking to you about the president, who knows. But I try really hard, because you notice usually at the end of each video I'm telling you to keep it real and to love one another, because that's really important. I keep it real. I try to talk about real topics, that affect people every day. And I mean, let's get real about a lot of the topics and a lot of things that are happening to the people in this country, the people all over the world. It's very real. And I think too many people turn their backs to the real problem, and it shouldn't be that way. So I don't know, I just get real about things. I don't worry about demonetization, things like that on my channel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have so many videos that have been demonetized because they didn't like what I had to say. And a lot of that is on 9/11. Just about every video I have on 9/11 has been demonetized. It's just my opinion, but they don't like what I'm talking about. So I guess they feel, well, we're strike. But those things don't really matter to me, because it's very real. These things are real. And one of the things that I don't do is I don't just sit back and I don't listen to what the government has to say. I personally don't think you can trust the government. It's been that way for a long time. There's a lot of corruption. Doesn't matter where you live, what country you live in, doesn't matter. There's corruption everywhere. Another problem is here in the States, they have taken God out of everything. I can remember when I was a kid going to school, we used to stand up in our home room, the beginning of the school day, and we used to stand there and say the Pledge of Allegiance. But because the Pledge of Allegiance has God in it, they have forbidden students from doing that. They've taken it out of schools. Anywhere that you may see in federal buildings or government buildings, and you see the 10 Commandments or In God We Trust, it has been removed. All that's been removed. Why? Why? It's because there are people that don't believe that there is a God. Atheists, things like that. And I think it's pretty sad when you really think about it. For some people, this is my opinion, and for some people that you will go through your life and you will experience something that God has done for you. There's no other explanation for it. A lot of people like to try to take credit for everything that's happened in their life. But there is absolutely, there's certain things that may happen that there's no other explanation. I know for me, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. It's hard to talk about God with people. People don't want to hear it. People shy away, or people are like, back off, you know. I believe in what I believe in, you believe in what you believe in, and that's fine. You know, I'm not anybody to judge anybody's belief, okay? But I would like one person to tell me how all this was created in the beginning of time. How was any of this even created? You have scientists that have their, you know, they have their, you know, their say on it. Well, this is what happened. This is exactly what happened. How did those plants start growing out of the ground? How did trees start to develop? How? I want an explanation as to how it all began if it wasn't God. The universe, it has its purpose, but what purpose does it have? You have all these planets. We're sitting on this big globe, this huge globe called Earth, rotating in space. We're just rotating. We don't feel it because we have gravitation here on Earth. But you have all these other planets. Okay, we're all lined up with one another. Okay? What are these other planets? What is their purpose? How were they created? Okay? I want a scientist, or I want somebody that thinks they know it all, to give me a good enough explanation as to how it was all created. Why am I on this topic? Because I think it's a shame that here in the United States, God has been pushed out of people's lives. They even wanted to change on our money. On the back of every bill and on every coin, on the back it says, "In God we trust." And the government at one time wanted to have all that removed. Okay? Well, it got shot down. It got shot down. It is still on the money today. You know, a lot of people go through life, in my opinion, blind. You go through life blind. You don't really see what has been created, what is in front of you. And a lot of people like to take credit for everything that they have done in their life. Not saying that people don't work hard for where they are today. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, all things good, God makes that happen for you. It's the same as that person that wins the lottery. You just won $400 million. You're an instant millionaire. Is it luck? Or did God make it possible for you to have won that money for a purpose? What are you going to do with that money? You see, guys, I personally believe, because I've lost close friends, and I've often wondered, are they sitting in heaven today? I've often wondered, you know, the kind of lifestyle that they were leading. I would, you know, hoping that they are sitting in heaven today. But we all go through this life. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We have no clue. I know people that have been perfectly fine one day, the next they're not. I knew of somebody that was amazing. He was a chef, an artist, and he took a tumble down some stairs and he hit the back of his head on a cement slab at the very bottom. And now he has the mentality of a 5-year-old. Why did it happen? Is there a purpose for that? Is there a reason that it happened? Well, I don't have that answer. I don't know. But that's why I say from one day to the next, you just never know. But you don't ever give up. You don't ever give up on anything. If you want something bad enough, you got to work hard for it. And in my opinion, if God sees it to be something good and that He wants you to have that, He will provide that for you. He'll open up doors for you. I just feel the need today to talk about that. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know why. I've been to the Philippines. This will be my 4th trip to the Philippines coming up. I personally have never seen a nation praise God like these people praise God there. It's every single day. They have it written on their vehicles. Everywhere you look, there's a statue of God. But yet these people, for what they go through, and what they go through for that country, with people not having work, people not having food, typhoons hitting the country all the time, you got flooding all the time, you may have earthquakes. So one would ask, if we praise God every day like we do, why are these things happening? Why? It's because you, the Philippine people, set a perfect example for how the rest of us should be. That's how I see it. So, there you have it, guys. There you have it. I have been to the Philippines. My very first trip over there, I thought I was going to walk over there and I was going to turn some heads with what happened with me in my past. And there's no other explanation but what God has done for me. Okay? And I thought I was going to go over there and I was going to, not look down on the people, but think that, I'm special. God has chosen me for certain things. But when I got over there and I seen how the people were, I didn't have any words to say. They were the ones that were teaching me things. And they taught me a lot. And that's why, being married to a Filipino, I would not ask for it to be any different. I absolutely love the Philippines, the Philippine people. I love, now don't get me wrong, you have your bad too, but I have never run into any bad. So, just with what my wife has brought into my life and changed me as a person, is pretty amazing. She's a pretty amazing woman, and it's just the way that they are. It's how they see things, it's how they think, it's the things that they do. They just set a good example for all of us. So you can't always look at God is bad because He just caused a whole ton of flooding in the Philippines, and look at the people have no homes now. You can't look at that. If you see the destruction is caused by flooding over there and possibly an earthquake, the people can still look at you, smile, okay, and just be very humble. And be happy that they have their life. They move on. They don't sit there and dwell and say, what am I going to do? You just move on. And that's setting a great example. Here in the States, we don't have a lot of those things. I live in the Northeast area. I don't get flooding. We get flooding when we have really bad storms and stuff, but not like that. Not typhoons, nothing like that. We don't get earthquakes here, so we don't really even know what that is here. Yeah, I think I'm done. Guys, keep it real and just love the ones that you're with, because that's really all you got. The ones that are closest to you are the ones that we tend to hurt the most. You got to rethink that. You got to rethink all that. Just keep it real, love the ones you're with, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.